Today we're talking about business growth. You want to grow your business, you need to master marketing. But most business owners make the same mistake. They could be one of the leading businesses in their industry and then they're shocked when it doesn't work out. I mean, that's like watching Max Verstappen whiz around on TV and think, hell yeah, I'll give that a go in my mum's old Ford Fiesta. It's just never gonna work. Turns out this is a classic small business mistake. Accenture discovered that 74% of high growth companies base their marketing on their own strengths and weaknesses and what fits their current stage of growth, not what their competitors are doing. What's right for a big enterprise isn't going to be right for a startup. So if you want business growth, then stop copying and instead base your marketing around these three core components. Number one is the driver. That's you with your mindset and your tolerance for risk. And number two is the car. That's your current business of all its different assets and capabilities. And number three is the destination. What are your goals and aspirations? What is it that you are aiming for? Build your plan around those three elements and you'll reach your destination a whole lot faster. Otherwise you'll be going round and round for possibly years, never getting the growth that you deserve. And it's not just me and Accenture saying this, McKinsey, Harvard, and many others are saying the same too. Now you might not know this, but there's actually only 6 different core marketing strategies for you to choose from. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through each one of them so you can find the best one for your business, including one simple piece of marketing that put me on stage in front of thousands of people all over the world. And once you learn these strategies, you'll be able to select the best possible solution for you so you can achieve your goals fast. By the way, I'm Simon. I've been doing design and marketing for 30 years and I love this stuff. So let me introduce you to Lisa, the lawyer, Ian, our insurance broker, and Sarah, the psychologist. By following their journey, you won't just learn what works, you'll learn why it works. I'll be dropping some pro tips throughout this video, some real world tactics, some hard-won lessons, so look out for those. But where do we start? We start with the marketing matrix. There's outbound marketing and inbound marketing. We're going to start with outbound. It's split into people you already are connected with, that's your warm audience, and people you're not connected with, that's your cold audience. Then it's split into one-to-one communication and one-to-many communication. Simple, right? But which of these is right for you? Well, let me introduce you to Lisa.
I've been running my own practice for just over 2 years. I've worked hard to build a small but trusted client base, and I've got a few great testimonials. But let's be real, I'm still the new kid on the block. I don't have a big marketing budget, and I'm not a techie, but I've got grit and I want to grow. I just need to do it smart and keep an eye on cash flow.
Well, Lisa's biggest need is trust and reputation. And that's best built through one-to-one introductions, referrals, and local networking. It's low cost, it builds real relationships, and it's perfect for Lisa's stage of business. And here's a pro tip. Use your superpower. You may think of your small size as being a weakness, it's actually your biggest strength. You can provide a level of customer service that global business could only dream of. For example, you could reply to an email with a video message or an audio note, something a global business could never do. And your customers will love you for it. Referrals work brilliantly for any service providers that actually meet their customers face to face. Now there is another option that Lisa could consider and perhaps should consider. I actually gave a clue just a few seconds back. It's just as cheap, much easier to scale and takes a lot less time, but it falls inside the inbound marketing section. So I'm going to reveal that in just a little bit. So the bottom line, one-to-one conversations convert better than anything else because they're personal, tailored, and trust building, but they're also slow and frankly impossible to scale. So what about reaching more people at once? Well, let's take a look at one-to-many. Social media is a powerful way to build visibility and trust, particularly when you know how it works and how to play to its strengths. And it works best with visual-based businesses. But social media reach has nosedived. I mean, Facebook reach is now 1.2%. LinkedIn is also in free fall. Instagram's a little bit better, but it's also declining at 18% year on year. So social media may be free, but actually it's costing a lot in terms of time and effort. And frankly, That's just getting harder and harder. So the bottom line is social media can still work, but your reach is fundamentally limited unless you support it with ads. Pro tip, so don't try and be everywhere. Pick one primary channel and stay consistent. Show up using engaging, highly visual, strong content. Warm outreach is great. I mean, you've already got a foot in the door, and of course that helps with trust, rapport, and conversions, but it is inherently limited. Now that's not the case with cold audiences, and that's where we're going next. But of course, there's a big challenge here. They didn't request, and frankly, they don't want your message, which means your creative needs to really grab their attention before you end up in the bin. But there's one cold outreach method which frankly gets through all the noise and it gets their attention, and nobody's using it. It's called lumpy mail. And that's how I ended up here. You see, I wanted to get on this guy's radar. This is T. Harv Eker. And he's a big shot when it comes to public speakers. I mean, a massive speaker, massive audiences, huge personality, and frankly, pretty intimidating guy. But I had to try. So when he came to London, I handed his team a piece of lumpy mail and I just prayed it'd actually make it through to him. Inside a brand new iPhone with an engraving on the back linking to a web page of mine, as well as a business card. And I just prayed. 2 days go past and I don't hear anything. I don't even know if he's received the package. A really expensive package, which cost me a lot of money. But then I get a text message. It's about 2:50 in the morning and it's from T. Harv Eker. Simple little message, I can't remember exactly. It says something like, thanks, awesome, wish you all the best. And so I spent ages deciding, okay, how do I reply to this? Do I try and act cool and wait until the morning? Do I reply straight away? Do I kind of, act cool and just a small short message, or do I hit him with a big pitch? I can't even remember what I did because it didn't actually matter. Whatever I replied with, it just bounced. When you're a big public speaker, you use different services, right? So I had no way to contact him. So that was it. That was my little lumpy mail story. And it ends there. Or so I thought. About 2, maybe 3 months later, I get a message, I think it was an email from his assistant in New York. Do you do public speaking? Now, I've never done any public speaking up until this point, and frankly, the idea terrified me. 2, maybe 3 months later, I'm standing on stage with an audience of like 1,200, maybe 1,500 people, giving my first ever presentation. Nervous as hell, but it was an awesome experience. I sold over $40,000 from stage and it turbocharged my business. So that is my lumpy mail story. So lumpy mail can be phenomenal if you've got a high profile target. But what if you've got 100 or 1,000? Well, that's when cold email comes in. It's fast, it's cheap, it's very scalable, and when it's done right, it works. But conversions are low. The average cold email converts at just 0.215%. So you're gonna need to use automation. But when you use automation, there's some landmines that you need to be aware of. Use a separate domain. You need to protect your main email account. And learn the laws. You don't want to get fines. And you need to authenticate. There's SPF, there's DKIM, and there's DMARC. You need to solve all of those, otherwise your email is going to land in spam. You need to warm up slowly. You can't just blast out hundreds of emails straight away. It's just going to get blocked. Bottom line, cold outreach is like dating via fax machine. It's slow, awkward, and most people aren't going to reply. But you are in control, it's cheap, repeatable, and scalable. Now, a quick clarification before we move on. I get that cold email might feel like one-to-many because of the automation, but really it's just a robot sending out one-to-one communication really, really, really fast. True one-to-many, well, that's really a different beast. And that's where we're headed next.
I've been running my insurance business for 7 years. We've got a solid reputation. Clients like us and retention is pretty high. But I want more. I'm ready to scale up. I've built the foundations, I've got a team, and I'm not afraid to invest. If it gets results, I can handle a bit of risk, especially if it gets me there faster.
So what do you think is the best strategy for Ian? Let's talk about a kind of marketing that really scales, where you create one message and it's seen by thousands. Talking about adverts. It's cold outreach on steroids. Ian's biggest need is reach, and pay-per-click ads can expand your reach like nothing else. You can target people via location, their age, income, interests. You can build lookalike audience based on data or your existing clients, and you can scale up quickly once you've got solid data. Look, I've seen people throw thousands of adverts and not get the results that they're looking for. Not because ads don't work, but because they didn't follow a few key principles. So let's save you that pain, and here are the 4 essentials you need to get right. Number 1, find the right audience. Even the best ad creative will flop if it's shown to the wrong people. Number 2, choose one platform first. Every ad platform behaves differently. Learn one before you explore others. Number 3, your creative must grab attention. If your ad doesn't stop the scroll, no one's going to get your message. Number 4, start small before you scale up. Test first. Don't scale up until you have the data to be able to predict results. Here's a pro tip. Now, if you're using pay-per-click for a local audience, be careful about adding too many filters. Local markets are, of course, smaller in number, smaller in reach. So over-targeting can actually choke your results before you even start. Bottom line is ads amplify what's already working. They're not going to fix anything. They're not going to fix a broken offer or bad messaging. Now, there's a lot more we could talk about, including things like retargeting, which is very powerful, but we're gonna have to leave that to another day because I've saved probably the best till last. Remember when I told you there was actually another option for Lisa? Well, this is it. You see, marketing is like dating. The more action you take, the more desperate you can appear and the less attractive you become. So instead of shouting, pick me, pick me, pick me, we can just sit at the end of the bar, pour ourselves a nice whiskey on the rocks, and wait for the traffic to come to us. I'm talking about inbound marketing. I'm talking about search engine optimization and local SEO. You see, billions of people are searching Google every single day. In just a few milliseconds, Google chooses a handful of lucky businesses to appear at the top of those search results. But here's the thing, it's not luck. These businesses, they use SEO techniques to help their website rank higher than their competition. And the higher they rank, the better it is for business. Now, if someone does a location-based search, Google will actually prioritize local businesses above others and actually put them at the top of the list. This is called local SEO, and it follows a different set of rules. So let me introduce you to Sarah.
I've been a psychologist for over 20 years. I've helped hundreds of clients navigate some of the hardest seasons of their lives. I'm good at what I do, but lately things have slowed down. And let's face it, nobody wants to talk about their emotional struggles publicly. I've tried marketing before, but most of it felt like hype. Honestly, at this stage, I'm skeptical.
So Sarah doesn't need a big megaphone. What she needs is a lighthouse, something quiet and powerful. And that's where local SEO comes in. Now, before we dive deeper, traditional SEO helps you appear in search results everywhere. If your business serves a local location like Sarah's, then local SEO is the obvious way to go. So let's break it down. Billions of people are searching Google every single day, searching for a solution to their problem, including, of course, services like Sarah's. But here's where it gets interesting. There's 3.9 billion local searches, that's billion with a B, every single day. Businesses that show up here get 404% more views. And 76% results in a business visit within 24 hours. And 28% of those visits leads to a purchase. And if that wasn't good enough, perhaps the best bit is, it's free. Bottom line is, local SEO puts you in front of your customers at the exact moment they are doing an active search for your services. As such, conversions can be pretty high when compared to other marketing techniques. And that's what makes it a perfect fit for Sarah, and of course, many others. It might also be a perfect fit for you. So remember, there is no one size fits all here. And most high growth companies, well, they build strategy based on their own capabilities, not what their competitors are doing. So use the marketing matrix as a mirror, not a map. Because marketing isn't about trying to outdrive Max Verstappen. It's about selecting the optimum strategy, one that's based on you, your current business capabilities, and your objectives. Get that right, and suddenly your road to growth gets a whole lot smoother and a whole lot easier. And if local SEO feels like a path worth exploring, then I want to check out this video here. It walks you through everything you need to know. And it might just give you the roadmap to your business growth that you've been looking for.